Hey guys, Kevin here to bring you a brand new video where today we're going to be doing day 15 of Failed Film February, and the film that we're going to be talking about today is called Freddy Got Fingered. This is kind of a controversial film. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. Some people just mildly enjoyed it, and I am one of those people that just mildly enjoyed it. There is definitely like a lot of stuff here that's like very easily like appalling and just like downright like disgusting and distasteful and awful in so many ways. But there's also like some good humor here. And it's kind of like a fun story as like absurd as it is, like it's kind of like a fun time, and like you get to know this character and like his journey of being he's essentially becoming an animator. And it's kind of like follow your dreams and don't ever give up. It's kind of like it's a little bit of a tired theme, but like it is kind of going with that whole like message of like, hey, don't give up, just follow, do what you want. I mean, that is like funny to see in like a movie like this, as crazy as this movie is, because my god, dude, this movie is off the fucking rails sometimes. So there's a couple of like really memorable scenes that I can really like point to as far as like this film being just like offensive and like overall like distasteful. One of the scenes is where he's like driving by like a house that has a horse, and then he starts like stroking the horse's dick and like looking at it and doing all these like weird things with it. And I'm like, huh? Like what? Okay. And I mean, like, some things like this, like in this movie, like you'll find like ironically funny, where it's like, I mean, I guess I kind of like laughed at that, but like not in the sense that like it was actually like something that made the movie good. It's just like, haha, that's so crazy and offensive and bad. But yeah, the other scene that I wanted to point to was the part where this girl has to deliver a baby, and Gordy insists on delivering this child, and he like uh, cuts the umbilical cord with his teeth, and he's like swinging the baby on an umbilical cord like a fucking lasso. Like, what the actual fuck, dude? Like, really? Why is that in a movie? Like, gotta be like top 10 like weirdest fucking things I've ever seen in a movie. Like, forget about horror movies, dude. Like, that shit is some next level stuff. Like, what the fuck? Why? And along with that, there's also just like some genuinely distasteful humor here, because this character of Gordy gets this girlfriend who like is like paralyzed and can't walk, and this movie just like makes like endless jokes about like disabled people. It's just like so bad. And yeah, I just like really don't like seeing that type of humor, especially when it's just like in such poor taste like that. It's really funny though, because like there's like some really funny moments in this too, with like Drew Barrymore's character. She's like great in the little screen time that she has. I thought she was pretty funny, and like there's a couple of like Tom Green moments that are kind of funny, even though like this character is like insanely quirky. And this, I mean, this whole film is quirky. It has a very like quirky tone to it, and you have this character of Gordy who's just like very strange. He acts like so erratic and loud and obnoxious, and a lot of the time it's really annoying, but sometimes it can be like kind of funny. Like I kind of like had some moments in this that were really funny overall. One of them that I do remember is when this guy is like ordering like a cheese sandwich. He said like he didn't get enough cheese, and then like Gordy starts just like putting on like piles and piles of cheese, like pounds of cheese, and then he like throws on a bunch of meat, and then he just like throws it at the guy, and the guy's like, "How do you expect me to eat this?" I'm like, just like, okay, dude. And yeah, like I said, it's kind of like a fun movie overall, just with like this whole like insane journey that this character goes on. Like at one point he winds up in fucking Pakistan, dude. Like what the hell? And like he's like battling with like his abusive father. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like it is a little bit like, poorly written and like uninventive, just because it's like, you have this like very obnoxious, annoying character, um, for Tom Green, who's just not that good, and you have this abusive father played by Rip Torn, who's like so cliche and uninventive, and a lot of the dialogue too is pretty uninventive. It's just like they recycle like dialogue lines, and like they'll literally say a line and then like pretty much say that exact same line again. It's just like the writing is like so like clunky and problematic. I think clunky is a good word to describe it. But yeah, I mean it's kind of like a weird thing for me to determine like how much I like this movie, because like there are like times where like I felt like I was having a good time watching this. And there are times when I felt like I was having one of the worst times watching this. And to be fair, I was pretty tired that night, and I actually watched that movie on my bed on my phone because I was tired as fuck, and I was like, I am like so out of it. I can't even like sit in my chair to watch a movie. But yeah, it's weird though, because even though I was tired, like I had a pretty easy time getting through the movie. Like there are like appalling moments, but like the movie is actually like not hard to watch. I feel like you can kind of like get through it relatively easily somehow. It's just like it's kind of like a comedy that's got some little lightheartedness to it. Even though some of the humor is like offensive at times, it's just kind of like a light movie that you can just like put on, and it's not that hard to get through, I feel like. So yeah, it's like I really like couldn't decide whether I like liked this movie. Like I don't think I liked this movie, but like it's a watchable movie that's enjoyable somewhat. So I'll say that about it. But yeah, I'm going to give this movie a 5.7 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.